Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abel and we are back with Football Manager 2020 and Music in Motion with Nashville SC, and somehow we're facing a team bottom for the third video in a row. I don't know how we've managed it, but Houston Dynamo are our opponents today and they are bottom of the Western Conference. I don't know how we've done it again, but yeah, hopefully this is again going to be something that we can win. We had a little bit of an unbeaten run off camera. Unfortunately we did lose, but things have been going okay. We're in 5th, so we've dropped a couple of places since last time, but things going still pretty well. Got a couple of new players to show you as well. A little bit of movements happened, so a few bits to get through today. Let's jump into it. Anyway, last episode we took on Sporting Kansas City, who then were bottom of the table, and we won 1-0. Ben Marshall scored the only goal. He then went off injured. He's only just come back, and we placed him on the disabled list, which basically means that for 6 weeks, because he was out for 4 to 5 weeks with his injury, for 6 weeks we didn't have to register him. We could leave him out of the squad and maybe bring in another player to register, someone that maybe previously wasn't registered. So we were able to bring in another international player, which we've managed to do, and we've got a new striker as well. So we've got a couple of new players to show you. So first up is Juan Felipe, who joined us on the 1st of May on a pre-contract. I think I showed you him before. He's 32, he's Brazilian, and he's played a handful of games. Hasn't really offered much so far. I don't think he's had any goal involvements, but looks like a solid hand, so he is in. But that has meant that we have terminated the loan of Christian Ferreira from River Plate, so he's left, and we've basically replaced him with Juan Felipe, who's here permanently, rather than having a loan deal in Ferreira. Ferreira got 1 goal, other than that didn't offer too much, so we're going to see if Felipe can do better. And with the absence of Marshall, we were able to bring in another international player, and we got in Brandon Cortés from Boca Juniors on loan for the rest of the season. He is another central attacking midfielder, but he has been playing for us as a striker and scored on his debut, so a good start. You know, dribbling and first touch is good. His finishing is okay. 11's not too bad. He's quick. He's determined. Yeah, looks like a good player. As I say, we played him as a forward, but he can play as a central attacking midfielder as well. So yeah, lots of options for this 18-year-old, and he looks good. So because we now have Ben Marshall back, we had to again go through the whole trying to get the squad registered, but that did mean we had to offload 1 player. So Daniel Rios, our striker, who I don't think has played a game for us, has been waived. He's gone, and we have kept Abu Danladi for now. And we had to get rid of Rios because he was international. We had too many international players with Cortés, with Felipe, with Marshall back, so one had to go, and it was him. So off camera, we played 5 matches. The first one was a goalless draw at home against New England Revolution. No goals in this one. Couple of chances each, but it was a pretty dull game. Not a great deal of highlights. We maybe should have won looking at how many shots we had compared to them. They did have a little bit more of the ball, but 10 shots on target by us. I'm amazed that we created 3 chances. So we maybe could have won this one, or should have won this one. But it's a 0-0. It's a point. I'm not overly disappointed. I would have liked some goals, obviously. And then we had another 0-0 draw, this time against DC United, another home game. And our home record has kind of slipped a little bit, which is kind of disappointing. Our last 3 games have been home games, and they have ended, I think, win, loss, win. So now we've had 2 draws. So not great. Again, we maybe should have won this one with our, 2 chances created. We weren't terrible. Rios started this one, didn't do anything because obviously Patrick Mullins hasn't been playing too well. But DC United didn't create anything. So again, a match that we maybe could have won, but it's another point. Or is it 2 points dropped? I don't know. We weren't expected to do as well as we are. Like, we're in 5th. We're expected to be sort of bottom half. So I feel like we're doing well, but I'm finding myself annoyed that we're not getting these results. It was fun though, because we did pick up a win in our next game, and it was a great performance away against Portland Timbers, 2-0. We seem to be doing better away from home than we are in front of our own fans at the moment, which is great. And this was the game in which Brandon Cortés made his debut and scored inside 4 minutes. So a great start to his Nashville career, getting a goal after 3.5 minutes to make it 1-0. And we defended well throughout the game. We were looking really, really good, and managed to get a second goal late in the game. And Miguel Nazaret from a set piece in stoppage time, making it 2-0. That was in the 92nd minute. And he came on the bench. So we went to a 5 at the back just to try and tighten things up. and he came on and scored. So great performance, really, really happy with this one. Didn't allow Portland too much. They had like 1 or 2 little chances. We didn't create much apart from our goals, but we held firm, we defended well, so I'm pleased with this performance. Then we had another draw. This was a score draw this time though, at home against Los Angeles FC, a team that beat us pretty heavily in the reverse fixture. That was 3-0. So, you know, we avoided defeat here. I'm okay with that. It was a pretty close game. We did well on the break though. Lots of counter-attacking. They had over 60% possession. So yeah, I'm quite satisfied with this one. It's quite a good draw. We did take a lead inside 5 minutes. So it's another set-piece goal. This time it was a Javier Arriaga scoring the goal, his first goal for us. In the second half, LAFC did take a lead. Justin Morrow with a goal on 52 minutes. And then Mark Anthony Kay, the midfielder, gave LA the lead just after the hour. But we did pull it back to 2-2. Emerson Hinman with, I think, his first goal for us. He's had been a good player for us. But I think this is his first time finding the net. That was 3 minutes after we went behind. It's a good draw. I'm satisfied with that. We did pretty well. Lille went off injured fairly early on, and we've had a few injury concerns recently, which isn't great. Hinman's been out. We've got Juan Pablo Torres out. Yeah, it's looking a little bit bad in terms of injuries. Goalless was out for a while, but he's back. Yeah, injuries are starting to pile up a bit. And after a 9-match unbeaten run, there were a fair few draws in that, but it was an unbeaten run. We did lose at home 2-0. Against Orlando City. So yeah, the unbeaten run has come to an end, and a team from the Eastern Conference hand us our first defeat in 9 games. They got a goal very late in the first half, and it was Nani, the scorer there, 2nd minute of stoppage time, and then 85th minute Orlando doubled their lead. Junior Urso with the other goal, 2-0. You know, we created a couple of chances. Caicedo played because of the injury to Hinman and was actually okay. He's not been too bad. Lots of key passes. We just couldn't create enough really, like a couple, but you know, a few more chances we maybe could have got something. Going forward, we weren't great. David Beckham has kind of dropped in performances. Cortez scored in his debut, but since then hasn't scored. So this was a bit of a poor performance, and I think it's been coming. I think we've had a little bit of luck. I think we've been, you know, overachieving. And this has, I think, brought us back down to earth a little bit. It wasn't horrible, but yeah, it was a bit disappointing. But Orlando were very good. We have been drawn Tampa Bay Rowdies for the US Open Cup 4th round. Not sure how we're expected to do in that. Let's have a look. We're expected to reach the quarter-final. So we need to win this one and win the next one to achieve our goal there. And Tampa Bay, I believe, beat us in a pre-season friendly. They did. So hopefully we can do better than that. Okay, so match preview. Now you can see the extent of our problems here, that we have Juan Pablo Torres out with a pulled hamstring. That's 3 weeks. Emerson Hinman is a doubt with an ankle injury, and Brian Becklez, our right back, is a doubt with a knee injury. Now let's have a look at the fitness tests. Leo and Garza should be okay. Hinman should be okay. Becklez, I probably won't start. I think I'll go Sanya. Although Caicedo played well in the last game, so I think we're going to keep him in. We're going to go Juan Felipe to replace Torres. I'll go an advanced playmaker because I can never get anything out of an attacking midfielder, ever. Seriously. Right, Marshall's going to come back to the bench. Hinman's going to go onto the bench. He's going to replace Romney. I think that's the best we can do. Akam, like I said, hasn't been too good. So we're actually going to start Hani Mukhtar on the left, and then we're just going to try and fill the gaps a little bit. I like that. It's a little bit, it's almost like a strikerless, but we do have the advanced forwards. I like it. We're going to try it. It's a bit asymmetric, and it does trigger a bit of OCD, but we're going to try it. Alright, we're underway against Houston Dynamo. They're playing in almost like a Wolverhampton sort of orange, like gold. We're in our away kit, which is dark blue. I like the away kit, actually. I quite like that. I might get a Nashville kit, you know. I'm not sure how much they are. Like, football shirts are very expensive. But I could get a Nashville kit. They kind of might become my MLS team. You know, Ian Ayre, there's that link with Liverpool there. I kind of stumbled on that as well. I kind of accidentally found that out. I didn't even know about it until I was researching them. So that's quite cool. Now, we're not doing so well at the moment here. I mean, we've already gone behind. Justin Morama's just scored. Houston have been sort of... We've just seen them on the ball. They've just had possession and they've just scored the goal. We've barely gotten out of our half. It was Ellis with the cross. We didn't even try and get the ball off them. It's an easy header as well. It's a disappointing way to concede. I'm going to say get stuck in. And I'm going to drop that defensive line back to standard because we had it a little bit high. Half time 1-0. We've offered nothing. So look, they're just going forward, nothing. 5 players there, all with a rating that is either 6.4 or below. That's not good. That really isn't good. Try and go a little bit more direct, a little bit more expressive. Try and distribute to the flanks. Try and get that wide play in there. Something like that. Let's see if we can improve in the second half, because that wasn't great for a first half. We didn't really offer anything, and it's been very poor. Free kick here for Houston, and Willis went for it and found themselves in no man's land. Thankfully, we didn't concede, but we do now have a corner to defend. It's a Seren, and it's headed away by Arriaga. Here's Juan Felipe. He has got Cortez, I think that is, in support, but Felipe needs to find him. It's a cross, and it's over the head of Cortez. Mukhtar's now picked up a knock. We're going to get rid of him. We're going to bring David Beckham on. We're going attacking as well. We need to be creating more. Encourage on the touchline. Lille as well has been dreadful. We're going to make that change. Ben Marshall's going to make his first appearance back. This has been a poor display again. We've offered very, very little. That cross was too high. That's the only thing we've seen so far, really, from us. I'm going to go very attacking. We'll try and get something to try and save a point here, but this will be back-to-back defeats, which I don't think we've had yet this season, so that would be disappointing. It's been a pretty poor game, and I think we're being brought back down to earth now. You know, I said we've been overachieving. Sanya, that might have been a foul, but Moram is playing the advantage. His Bunbury, and Moram, and it's in. 2-0. It's another loss. And Justin Moram has scored both the goals. It's been another poor performance here. Hinman's going to come on alongside Caicedo. We'll go very attacking and try and get something, but we've really struggled to find a way through. This has been our worst performance so far. Like we've had heavier defeats, but we didn't play this badly. Anibaba apparently made a big mistake leading to the goal. I don't know what that was. But they just completely destroyed us. They dominated us. More possession. We couldn't break them down. That was just really disappointing. Did we create a single chance? No. So that was awful. That really was awful. Worst performance of the season so far. And we stay 5th after that. We were a point ahead of LA Galaxy, but they've got 3 games in hand. They win them 3 games, and they're up to 3rd. So... yeah, things have taken a bit of a turn for us. We had a 9-match unbeaten run. Now we've got back-to-back defeats. We've only won 1 game in 6. That's not actually that good. We had a little unbeaten run, but only 1 win in 6. It's not great. And Wilmer Cabrera and Houston manager Wilmer Cabrera, that was his first match in charge. So, there you go. They were better than us today. They're bottom! What am I talking about? I mean, yes, they've got a new manager, so they're going to play for the new manager, but that's twice in 3 videos that we've lost to the side bottom of the league. We're not doing too well. But then, compared to our expectations, we are. So, I don't know. I really don't know. We're still on an A+, we're still performing well, but they're concerned about the lack of points. No, loss against Houston, draws against DC and New England. We're not scoring enough goals. We've got internationals to worry about as well. Godoy's been called up for Panama, I think it is. So, not only have we got injuries, we've now got people going on international breaks. Sanya's got a 1-year extension after playing 10 games. So he's going to be playing for us age 38 next season. So let's have a look at our upcoming fixtures then. Now, LA Galaxy are doing well. San Jose Earthquakes are top. So... I think we might do one of those 2 because I say 4 or 5 games off camera. We'll have Tampa Bay Rowdies in the Cup, Real Salt Lake, New York City, and FC Dallas. We'll do San Jose Earthquakes next time. They're top. It's going to be tough, but hopefully in these 5 games off camera we can get some points under our bag because I say that's back-to-back defeats now. let's try and get back to winning ways and pick up some more points, because as I want to try and stay in the top half. That would be a good finish for us. If we can stay in the top half, I'll be satisfied with that. And then that way we can get through to the MLS Cup and see if we can do something there. Like, we could finish 7th and win. That's not impossible. We could finish 7th and get through the MLS Cup, win the Western Final, face the winner of the Eastern Conference, and win the MLS Cup. We could finish 7th and win the whole thing. That's not impossible. It's improbable. It's not impossible. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a like down below. Leave comments if you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do consider subscribing and turning on notifications. We're going to try and get some wins under our belt off camera, because after 2 defeats in a row, we haven't played that well, and it's time to start getting some points again and start performing again, because it's been a bit of a bad spell. We're going to try and get back to winning ways next time. So next time we meet, at the moment they're top of the league, but our next opponents will be the San Jose Earthquakes. For now, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.